All right, y'all. Today I'm going to be cleaning up a pair of Danner Bull Run mock toes. These are the soft toe model, and I'm going to also clean the outsole on them. I'm going to remove the footbed. It's their Danner Ortholite footbed that comes stock with it. First thing I'm going to do is take a horsehair brush. I'm just going to knock off any dirt and dust and debris off of the boot. It's pretty quick and easy. Oh, there's an inspection tag. All right, so what I have here is a bowl of Dawn dish soap and hot water. I got a fingernail brush. I've got a little dentures brush, and I've got a little wire brush. The wire brush is for the outsole. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this fingernail brush wet, and then just start scrubbing the boot. I can already see the dirt lifting off of it. Now these aren't in terrible shape, they just are dirty and need some love. Take that fingernail brush and clean your welt. This has a 360-degree welt, goes all the way around the boot. And yeah, I'm seeing a lot of dirt just lifting off already from this boot. I'm going to scrub the outsole with the fingernail brush first, and you're going to see a huge difference when I use the wire brush. I'm also going to clean the bottom of the soles, because why not? We're here. Make sure you get all down here where the debris gets caught up in your tongue area. A lot of dirt gets caught up there. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but that's a brown water now. So there we go. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of water, start to rinse the boot off. And be careful to try to not get any on the inside of the boot. There we go. Yep, did a pretty good job. A little bit got in there, that's all right though. Whatever you get in there, you can just wipe out. I'll just take a napkin and just wipe out any residual water that got in there. We don't want to saturate that footbed. It is the cardboard style footbed. It's not leather, so you don't want to ruin that. Now I can see that this is much cleaner just by looking at it. And now the wedge sole part, that's often a question that comes up online as to how to clean that. Well, I've been cleaning my wedge sole boots like this lately, and I'm going to show you a big difference. With a little bit of elbow grease, not a lot of time, I'm going to rinse that. You're going to see a big difference on that. From there to there. There, you can order these brushes on Amazon. I think they're $5 or $6. You get like 6 of them. I use them for all kinds of stuff, but they work great for a wedge sole. You can also clean your leather with them if you're very careful. If it's a work leather that you don't really worry about too much, you just take and if you got an area that you really want to get cleaned off, just lightly scrub it like this, and then it'll come off. It won't damage your boots like you think it might. But so I'm going to get the back of the heel. And Dawn dish soap is what I'm using, the blue dish soap. It works great for all kinds of applications, actually. Something about that Dawn dish soap. I'm just going to keep trucking along here around the wedge. And here, I'll rinse it, just show you what's going down here. You can see where I'm scrubbing it. Scrubbed, and still got the remainder of the dirt. So here we go. Holding the boot still here is a little difficult. Well, it does a really good job, these little scrub brushes. And this side you can use for your welt. Just careful not to tear your welt up. You just want to, you got some areas that are really stubborn, you can use this side, get in that welt, clean your welt out. Just don't go crazy with it. You don't want to damage the stitching. Sure does make a huge difference on your welt. I know it's a work boot, but some people use these for casual wear. So when they do get dirty, people like to know how to clean them up. And hey, if you're going to clean your boot, you might as well clean your welt or your outsole as well. Give it a rinse one more time, see how we're looking. There we go. Look at that. Still have to hit that again here in a second. But you can see the front part pretty dirty and in need of some scrubbing as well. Now, I'm sure there's I know there's other ways to do this. I've seen it online, but this seems, for me anyway, to be a pretty fast and efficient way to do it. And it's not damaging the boot by any means. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. And if you don't mind, give me a like and a subscribe during this video. I do appreciate that. It does help my channel out. And any way you can help people, you help them. Okay, so let's see. I know that front toe area gets really dirty. Let's see how we did. Not too shabby compared to what it did look like, kind of like that on the old one. Or on the other one, not the old one. Okay. I'm going to get that back heel area a little better. Oh yeah, that worked good. And I think I'll hit this front area one more time. Get some suds on it. Now I'm not scrubbing this with all my might. I'm letting the brush do the work. Putting some light pressure on it. And let the brush do the work. That's what that's there for. Perfect. Now, I'm going to go onto the bottom of the boot. You can see it's still dirty even though I rubbed the nail brush across it. I'm going to now use the wire brush and just see what it does here. Okay, here we go. Let's see what it does. Don't worry about getting your boot wet. You can let it dry out. So there's the difference between the part I did and the bottom of the boot tread that hasn't been done. Yeah, I can see where that looks a lot better. Yeah, we're going to keep trucking towards the bottom of the boot. And this is not necessary, of course. I'm just kind of curious as to what they're going to look like and see if we can get them cleaned up a little better. I think this is going to make a huge difference. Another minute you go outside and start walking, they'll be dirtied back up again. But see how close to new we can get these looking. We're going to be there. Next video I do on these will be after they've dried. I'll oil them up, lace them up, and these will be ready to go back into service again. All right, so there it is. Look at that. And aside from that part there, which I think is just from where it's worn, we'll try one more little effort here to get that residual dirt off. I think this boot's done for the most part. Okay. Yep. Got it about as good as that's going to get without going any further into depth on it, but it's looking good, looking better. So here's the other boot, the bottom, compared to the one I just did, the one I cleaned. And I'm gonna clean this one off camera, let this dry, and I'll come back with a video on go ahead and oiling them up, getting them ready for service. All right, the boots have dried as much as I need them to. I cleaned the laces, soap and water, and the boots are just right to take on the oil, or today I'm going to use Hubbard shoe grease. So look how nice those look. If you remember what they look like at the beginning of the video, all the threads are nice and white again. Outsole's great. Leather looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this can open. This will be a short deal here. Now Hubbard's, it's got a great scent to it as well. It's got like a campfire scent I really like. And if you like the videos, I'd appreciate if you liked and subscribed. If you have a comment, go ahead and comment. I am pretty darn good about getting back to people about questions or comments. This boot here is a 10.5, and it's a double EE on the Danner side. So I'm a 10.5 on the Brannock, and these fit perfectly. So I think they're true to size. At least they are for me. If you are having any questions about your sizing, I think you can go on their website, measure your foot, and that'll tell you what size to get in the Danner Bull Run series on the mock toes. So now I've got the oil on there. I'm going to take a horse-haired brush, and I'm going to just brush that oil all over the boot, and then I'll see if I missed any spots, and then I can add that if I need to. And there'll be a couple spots I can see already right there. And what will happen is this horsehair brush will move the oil or the grease or the wax or whatever you're using. It'll move it around the boot. And that's looking great. Yeah, there's really not much I need to do except for right there. I have some residuals on my fingers. I'm going to go around that welt. And I'll use my smaller brush here, horse-haired brush, to get inside that welt a little better and around the welted area. That is looking great. This boot is taking that oil on very good, because when you go and use any kind of soaps, it dries the boot out a bit, so it does benefit it to go back and oil it up afterwards. So this boot is just about done. Yep. And then I can put the laces back in, and I'll just do one of the boots on camera. I don't need to do both of them. You can get the gist off the one. So there we go. Lace it back up. One thing I do wish they would do on this Danner boot is give you, I prefer to have more speed hooks than these eyelets. I like that better. So if they were to give me speed hooks all the way down here, 3 eyelets and 3 speed hooks, and then an eyelet up here, I think it'd be a better deal. But you can always have that changed out at your local cobbler. very inexpensive to do that. And if you have the skills to do it yourself, you can do it yourself. But there she is. She's all done up, looking nice. I like the contrast of these Taslon yellow and brown laces against that darker leather. You got a couple of residual hairs from the horse-haired brush on there, but you get it. There it is. Now I can put the insole back in there too. These Danner Ortholite insoles are good. They got a nice heel pad that I like about it. It's not very thick, but they do the job real nice, and they keep your foot pretty comfortable all day. So yeah, it's not a bad insole for the boot, for me anyway. I mean, some people need a different one, more arch support, what have you. But all right, one more look and then we'll conclude the video. I think she's all ready to go. Like and subscribe if you don't mind. I would appreciate that very much. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.